Hey, hey, so today let's talk about why back and nerve pain linger on for years after your pregnancy. Now, as an executive mom, when you are juggling your work, your home, your school drop-offs, and everything in between, it can be quite confusing and frustrating when you have back and nerve pain, and it shows up out of nowhere. You've not had any injuries, you've not done any new activities, basically nothing to trigger this pain, but it feels like the one that you had years ago during your pregnancy. This could be 5 years, this could be 1 year, whatever duration of time has passed. But that pain is the same painful feeling as you had during your pregnancy. Now, you may be wondering if this is possibly the old pain from pregnancy that's flaring up, or is it a new pain, or are you just imagining it? Yes, that's true. Sometimes we start to doubt ourselves and think, oh, am I just imagining this pain? So, in today's video, let's discuss why many moms experience that back and nerve pain years after their pregnancy. And before we get into the topic for today, I would like to introduce myself for those of you who don't know me. My name is Swati. I'm an executive mom power coach. I help moms of younger kids who work in high stress executive jobs to manage their spinal, that is back and neck and nerve pain, despite low energy levels and brain fog or lack of focus. Now, I do this by giving you simple exercises, some easy lifestyle modification, some tips and tricks that have helped me in my own pain and adrenal fatigue journey. Now, when I say adrenal fatigue, those of you who are familiar with it may know it's got a lot of symptoms. However, the two main ones that I had were lack of focus or brain fog and low energy levels. Now, when you have these two, it is not impossible, but it's very difficult to get through your daily, everyday routine activities, leave alone managing your aches and pains, juggling a career, etc., etc. But anyway, here I am on the other side, hoping that sharing these videos, my personal experiences, my professional expertise will help you manage your own pain, energy levels, etc. Maybe a bit better than I did, and you won't have these issues for as long as I did. Anyway, so let's get into the topic for today because we're moms, we're busy people. So let's get into the topic for today, which is why nerve and back pain or back and nerve pain linger on for years after pregnancy. So basically, why do mums experience that back and nerve pain years after their pregnancy? The same pain that they had during the pregnancy, you start to feel it coming back. So, as I was saying, pregnancy is a time where well, there are more changes in the body than we realize. It's not just the belly, the weight gain, the tiredness, the nausea, etc. There is much more going on under the surface. So basically, if you look at this from a very mechanical point of view, during your pregnancy, your center of gravity, it shifts forward to accommodate your growing baby. Now, what happens is when you're standing normally, like in your non-pregnant state, you have the center of gravity passing through, like, suppose there is a plumb line or if you drop a pointer from the top of your head, it passes through certain structures till it touches the ground. When you're pregnant, you have a bigger belly, you tend to shift forwards in order to accommodate that bigger belly. Otherwise, obviously, what will happen is you're going to fall forwards because of that excessive weight in the front. So your center of gravity, that big plump line we were talking about, actually shifts forward. Now, this may seem simple, but it does a couple of things. It alters your posture, right? So the altered posture because of pregnancy can cause a lot of constant strain on your spine, on your joints, your muscles, and basically your whole body, right? But especially in the lower part of your body, so your lower back, your hips, down your legs, and of course your abdominal area. But here is the surprising part, right? We all know the posture alters and it happens during pregnancy. When these altered postures stick around for that long, whatever number of months, right? So because you start to grow a bigger belly in your second trimester or end of first trimester. So whenever that happens, that altered posture that sticks around, your brain starts to treat this misaligned posture as your new normal. Now, what does that mean? There is a concept called as neuroplasticity. Your brain sort of rewires itself based on repetition. So every day, when you're sitting, standing in a certain way for those couple of pregnant months or even years after, your nervous system adapts to that misaligned posture. Excuse me, and actually adapts to it and think it's normal, why, even if it is causing harm to your body or putting all that excessive strain on your spine, joints, nerves, etc. Right? So this learned posture or this misaligned posture becomes your default, and it is harder to return to the original good posture without intentional retraining. So you have to, again, like your brain got rewired, you have to retrain your brain to make it go back to that normal posture. Now, on top of that, our modern lifestyle doesn't really help, right? So you put in those long hours at the desk, those frequent phone uses, repeatedly lifting your toddler if you have toddlers at home, or groceries with an less than ideal form or posture will add or multiply the stresses on the body. Now, you may not be doing anything wrong as such. You have never just had the support or the education or the awareness to reset your posture and movement even after you have had, even after childbirth, even after you've given birth to your child. So that's why these aches and pains and these nerves issue can creep up as you get into your 40s and 50s, maybe long after you've had your baby, right? So now that is why you can possibly get those pregnancy aches and pains even later in the later years. Now, the good thing is that you don't need those extreme workouts or those expensive treatments that you see out there. What you need is basically, as we said, to retrain your body's alignment and posture so that the muscles can support you better, so that you can basically sit in a good posture once again, stand in a good posture once again. Now, you may be wondering, where do I start? Of course, there's too much to explain if we get into the okay, if we get into the video, get into it in the video today. I've lost my words. Sorry. So, what I've done is I have written a blog on the same topic. It is called Why Do Many Moms Experience Back and Nerve Pain Years After Pregnancy? I will leave a link to that blog in the description of this video. If you're watching me on Instagram, the link is in my bio. If you're a mom like me who's busy, can't be bothered to look for it, message me, drop a comment below, I'll send it across to you. That blog has a free guide in it, which is called How to Maintain a Good Posture While Working from Home. Whether you're working from home or you're just sitting on your couch and doing whatever you're doing, um, this is a good guide to take you through how to achieve that good posture, okay, and how to maintain it as well. It shares quick practical strategies to help you feel more in control of your posture without obviously adding to your already busy routine or your busy schedule. Now, in that blog, you will also find a video which talks about a good sitting posture. You will find a lot of more useful information because this video is only for a certain amount of time. We cannot make it very long. So I have put in a lot of information into that blog. So do go check it out. And if you have any questions, any comments for me, let me know. I'll be happy to answer them for you. Alrighty. I will sign off for now. If you have any specific topics to do with nerve and spinal pain, that is back, neck, or nerve pain, or low energy levels or brain fog, if it is within the scope of my knowledge and practice, I will be happy to help you out. So just drop that in the comments below. Alrighty, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.